Hello, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Or if you're watching this as a recording, thank you for watching. My name is Michelle Gonzalez, and I am here as founder of Daylight Academic Coaching. And my goal is to leave you parents and guardians with some actionable steps you can take right away to help your student finish the school year strong. So we're going to go ahead and get started here, but if you have any questions at any point, please put them in the chat. Also, please feel free to reach out to me. You can send me a message, email, call at any time, and I will be more than happy to help you out. Okay, so we will get started. All right. So again, my name is Michelle. I am here with Daylight Academic Coaching, all about academic coaching for structure, focus, and results. And we get there with that clarity, confidence, and consistency, all very important for students to have clear goals, believe in themselves, and have some consistency in how they do their work. So I will give you some tips on that as well. My contact info is here. You can also find me on Facebook and Instagram. Okay, so who am I? So I am a certified English teacher. I have experience both in brick and mortar settings. I have experience in cyber schools. I am also experienced as working one-on-one with students, either in person or virtual. And I've been doing this for over 15 years. I'm also a mother of three, so I do tend to look at students as, a whole child, an individual person, really with that caring viewpoint and just wanting to find out specifically what it is that I can help out with, because everybody's an individual, right? So we're here to end these schoolwork battles. And this is all about just starting off on the right foot. And since we are already into the school year at this point, it's kind of like recollecting things and getting a restart. Okay, you can restart at any point. Don't feel like, oh, it's, right now when I'm making this video, it's May. Oh, it's May, it's too late. It's really not, because your kid is growing, they're learning. They're absorbing information all the time, and it's never too late to make new habits and to make things into a more positive environment for them, as well as help them to change their outlook and attitude towards school. So we want to help your child to get organized. That's step one. Stay on track once they get on track, and also follow through without that stress that kind of drags into the house when there is difficulty with school. So after this, I will actually be sending out a short recap, just going over what we talked about today with those tips that I'm sharing with you, and as well as the recording. So if you would like that, if you're here with me right now, feel free to drop your email into the chat at any point. You can also message me info, again, Facebook and Instagram there, as well as, you could text me, call, email, all of it works. I am here for you. All right, so why is this happening? This is what I'm seeing with the families that I currently work with. It's truly not motivation. It's not that your child just is careless and doesn't want to succeed. Okay. If you are seeing these kinds of symptoms, like forgetting assignments, or they are just overwhelmed and they don't know where to begin, so they shut down, If they are relying on those constant reminders and you feel like you're just nagging, 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 that doesn't feel good at all. It doesn't feel good for you as the parent or caretaker, and it also doesn't feel good for your child because they already feel that pressure. It's May. They feel that pressure. The school year is ending. They need a better system in place, no matter what time of year it is. That's what they need to succeed. So here are some strategies that you can start right away. Okay. And this helps with all types of learners, whether they are high achieving, advanced students, very involved in sports and activities, extracurriculars, or if they are, a learner with some accommodations in place that they need, modifications. This works for any type of learner because these are the basics. We need to take this out of our internal feelings and just externalize everything. We can't expect our children to remember all the tasks that they have. Remember, if it's not visible, it doesn't exist. So instead of just saying, make sure you study for your math quiz, we need to write that down. The verbal reminders are not enough. And we do this in a way that is not overwhelming. So, like a simple daily to do list, and try to keep it short. Limit it to the top 3 priorities. Now, I know, especially in high school and the upper grades, there could be more than 3 things that need done, right? Start with 3. Once those are complete, then you can continue on. Strategy number 2 that I'm going to share with you all is to just reduce that friction. Don't come in charged with emotion. You might be upset that your student is maybe failing a course, or maybe they're normally a straight A kid and now they're getting B's. But they're feeling that pressure too, and they don't need more. So be there to relieve that, make it easy for them to start so that they stop avoiding the work. Okay. Now, you could try a 10-minute start timer. Like in 10 minutes, we're going to start your work. You know your child, you can try it. If that doesn't work, then maybe there's another way to agree upon a time to start. Definitely get the materials ready ahead of time. That's very helpful. Instead of having your child go through their backpack and have to sort through all of this disorganized work, and if they see this mess, then that translates into their brain feeling like a mess, and it makes them feel like they are behind before they even get started. So get everything ready for them, at least in the beginning when you're implementing this. It's really helpful. And just remove those small barriers. I know, one of the families that I work with, the child is extremely bright, extremely capable, but we live in a world with technology, and that can be very distracting. So removing the cell phone, if they're doing work on a computer, just making sure that, they're not opening other tabs up when they should be doing their work, because it's so easy to get distracted. Television off, maybe shut the door if there's siblings. So just reduce that friction in your own home. And then strategy number 3, we kind of touched on this a little bit, but I want to get a little more specific for you. You want to shift your role, shift the way that you approach your child when it comes to schoolwork. So instead of saying something like, did you do your work? Which is natural. We want to check in and see, if they're doing what they need to do. Turn it into a more positive statement, and also something that is more empowering for your child. So, for example, what's your plan for today? That just makes them feel like they own the process, and it builds that path towards independent learning. What's your plan for today? Now, if they don't know, that's where you can step in and say, okay, Let's figure it out together. So be there for them as that support. Offer that scaffolding step by step, even if you feel like they should know how to organize their assignments. They should know how to keep their workspace clean. They should know how to have an agenda or even just, study skills. Meet your child where they're at. If there's nothing else I'm saying today that is important, it is that meet your child where they are at. So here's what you can try right away. Okay. This is the 3-item plan. And this works for anything. I mean, you could do this for chores, right? Because tomorrow's Saturday. At the time that I'm recording this, it's Friday night. So if they need to do some chores before doing something fun later on, choose 3 tasks for the day. Do it together. Okay. You are not telling them you need to clean your room and organize your homework, and you also need to give the dog a bath. You're going to sit with them and you're going to say, what can you do today? What are 3 things you can do to maybe tidy up your space or reduce clutter? You can guide them to what you actually want them to say, but let it be their idea. Okay, that's very, very important. That is also something that has worked with families that I coach one-on-one, is helping the student feel empowered that they are deciding what they're working on from an approved list. And then it's also important, as I said before, don't just verbally say it. It has to be written down, because when you are writing, you are remembering. And then, of course, you have it for later. And then check it together. Don't just come and check on them and say, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. Say, let's take a look at what your plan was for today and how it's coming along. Okay, positivity and sharing that ownership. So that is, again, some things that you can do at home. Now, what I do with Daylight Academic Coaching and the families that I work with is I will help students to physically get organized. Okay. You need to have your workspace organized. You need to have your system organized when you do the work, what your setup looks like. Your mindset is important, okay? I help to build those consistent routines. You don't want to have things just kind of up in the air of I'll do my work whenever I want to. With students, I work with them to say, okay, if you have, a sport in the morning, and then you have a class, like say this is a cyber student, right? Where do you have some time in your day where you can take a little break, but then get down to business and get some work done? So have them map that out with you, take that ownership, and then really follow through. And that following through, you're going to guide them through that independence. And that's what I do as well. As a teacher, we start off with a lot more supports, and then little by little, we drop that down. I also am really big with the within executive functioning is that piece of chunking. So if it's a larger task, like say an essay, guiding them through step by step. Okay, so today we're just focused on brainstorming. It really helps to reduce those feelings of overwhelm when you do things step by step with a consistent plan. Also, the ways that I can support your child are very, very flexible. It's all of, what's best for your family. So if you are local to the Kissimmee or Orlando areas, that's where I am located. I am more than happy to meet you in person. I can work in your home. We can meet at a library, or some other appropriate public place. So that is definitely an option. Another option that some families find very beneficial is to do a hybrid approach. So this is where I would meet sometimes in person, and then sometimes do virtual check-ins, even if it's just like 15 minutes or so, to see how they're doing, make sure they have a plan, answer any questions, and help if there are any issues. That consistency is so crucial. And then finally, I do also offer virtual coaching. So that would just be purely online support, which again, I have taught in a cyber environment for many, many years. So that is totally doable. And I've had much success with my students that way as well. And then just looking ahead, I am going to have some local summer small groups focused on reading and writing because I am actually certified in English, and that executive functioning piece because that is everything we're talking about tonight. It's executive functioning. Um, even if your child is in high school, their brain is not fully developed. They need that guidance, and that's what I'm here for. Again, your child is a whole person. And I'm here to help them out and help you out as a family. So if you're ready for support, comment info. If you're here, you can send me a message, Facebook, Instagram, send me an email. It's daylightacademiccoaching at gmail.com. You can give me a call, send me a text. This number is good for regular phones or WhatsApp if you prefer, 321-550-2419. I will help you map out what your child needs and what that support would look like depending on where they are at, meeting them where they are and building from there. Again, I'm Michelle Gonzalez. Thank you so much for coming tonight. Thank you for watching this, and I can't wait to get started and put a plan in place for you. Talk soon. Bye. Have a great night, everybody. Bye.